So this is module 12, online shopping, which is buying product online and spending money online. So the first thing we want to look at is online banking and a few tips and some reassurance on online banking and the things that you have to do. Then we'll have a look at PayPal, which is another way of paying money online using a credit card. Then there are a whole variety of online shopping sites. We must talk about Amazon. We must talk about eBay. There's a Chinese site which is called Aliexpress where you can buy some really cheap stuff. And then we'll have a look at selling online, which is a website called Shopify. So first of all, let's have a look at online banking. And the first thing that you will need for online banking is a password, and this has to be a strong password, and I would strongly recommend that you don't use this password for anything else other than online banking. And you would never ever share that password with anybody. If you do, it's at your own risk. Your bank will not request it, and if anyone requests it online, then it's typically going to be a spam call or a phishing call, and you must resist that. So the password is just yours. You will also need a PIN, and a PIN number is just a number issued by your bank, and typically that comes to you completely separate in a letter from your bank to your home address registered where your bank account is. So a PIN number is another part of the logging in process to prove that it's you that's logging into your online bank account. You will also need a card reader. Now these come in a variety of different sorts. Some of them require a card to be read, others don't. They just require a separate PIN, and what they do is add an extra layer of security to the whole process of processing a payment from your bank account, and we'll have a look at a little video of that in a second. There's then payments, and once you've got all that in place and you've got an account set up on your system, then you can then make a payment using online banking by logging in using your password and your PIN. If it's a new account, you'll need your card reader, and then you can make payments and you can examine your statements and see whether money is going out that you didn't know, whether money has come in that you were expecting, and your whole bank account then becomes online, and you may not need the paper statements that you're in the habit of getting. And checks pretty much go out of the window. I can't remember the last check I signed. It's down into single figures every year now. So payments are something which you can control using online banking. So the next thing we want to have a look at is PayPal. And PayPal is a payment processor that grew out of the success of eBay, which is an online auction site. Although eBay, and we'll have a look at that in a little while, is a much more important process and website than just auctions. It still does auctions, but it's got lots and lots of other products that you can buy online, and PayPal was part of eBay. It's no longer part of eBay, but the business still exists, and PayPal is certainly an important payment method that you need to be aware of. You will need to register a credit card with PayPal. You can actually register more than one credit card, and you then get the choice of which ones you want to pay with. Or you can also register a bank account, and that will allow money to be deposited or paid out of your bank account so long as you meet all of the permissions and the necessary requirements of your account, your credit card, PayPal and everyone else. But once it's set up, then it's good to go. So this is the PayPal website, and it's offering you two choices here. One is a personal account, which I suggest is the way to get started, and you can also set up a business account. Business accounts are where you're accepting payments as well as making payments. So the business one is maybe for later. The personal one is the one to start with, and you can then log in, which will involve an email address, or you can just sign up and then you'll have to insert an email address. And I would again strongly recommend that you have an email which is just purely kept for PayPal purposes, and then all the other security rules apply, with a password which is very secure. And what PayPal do is, once you've got your account set up, they will actually put it to the test, and they will make charges and give credits for very small amounts, just to make sure that what you've told them is correct. And you can actually put in there an email which you will need, and they will send confirmation emails to that, and also advice of any payments that you've made, or indeed any payments that you've accepted. And they will also want to know a second email address or a phone number where they can send text messages, just to prove the authenticity of any of your accounts. So that's PayPal. They are involved as a customer. They are very, very compliant with your wishes, and if you buy something that you don't like, don't want, or there's something wrong with it, they're very much on your side. It's a bit different if you're a trader, but at this stage in your IT career and your online career, it's probably more important to get the customer things out of the way first. But there is a charge for PayPal, and you have to pay it. Also, the trader has to pay that. But you can buy in any currency. So if we're talking about buying in GB pounds or US dollars and converting one to the other, then PayPal will always make you a charge for that. And also, they don't give you a particularly wonderful exchange rate. So that's very much PayPal. So the first of the big online retailers to look at is Amazon, which is pretty much international, covers most of the world, certainly the USA with Amazon.com, and Amazon.co.uk for Europe, which would include France, Germany, Spain, Italy, Holland, etc. So Amazon includes not only books, which is where it started, but it also includes pretty much everything that you can buy online these days. So let's have a look at Amazon. So this is the Amazon.com website, and you can see that there is a big search bar up here, and the different categories are pretty much everything that you might want, certainly including books, computers, digital music for downloading, electronics. Kindle is online book reading. Prime Video are the ones which they make available to you, so you can watch on your TV set, and so on and so on. All of the things that you might ever want, you can have a look on Amazon, and the search engine is very powerful. So these are some that it's just picked out at random for me, but Amazon goes on and on and on. And again, you have to log in with an email address and preferably register a credit card with Amazon, and they will cache those credentials. So it makes it very seamless. You may think that's dangerous, you can avoid it, but it will keep a credit card. And over the time that I've known Amazon, which is a long time online, then there have been no problems with losing control of your credit card through their system. So next, let's have a look at eBay. And eBay.com is the USA version of this auction site, and ebay.co.uk is the UK version of it. And as I'll show you in a second, eBay is both an auction site and just a straight selling site. So let's have a look at eBay. So this is the ebay.com site for America, and you can search in the search bar for anything. So let's do a search for camera, and you can see then that these are all of the items which relate to cameras that ebay.com have on their system, and you can see there are 53,000 results for that. And what this splits it into is the auction items or the buy it now auction items. Buy it now means just pay for it. Auction means you put in a bid, and there will then be a deadline, and you can see that this first one on the list, this Canon EOS, there's 2 hours and 43 minutes left today. It will run out at 2:35 p.m. So you enter your bid, and there's 29 bids, and the bid at the moment is 143 and 74, and you can actually defer bids, so you can leave it till the last minute before you make your final bid. And so the auction aspect of eBay is something that you don't find in many other sites. So that's eBay, and again you can search on eBay for almost anything: cars, IT equipment, camera, second-hand, brand new, from abroad, from local, and so on and so on. So eBay is very much a site for both buying and selling. So if you've got something that you want to sell, then eBay is the place, and you'd have to set up an account. So again, you would be putting up your email address, and you'd also be putting in a credit card or a PayPal account. So as PayPal started with eBay, and there is a preference for PayPal on eBay, and that gives you good security both as a buyer and as a seller. Now, it's true to say that pretty much every high street retailer has an online presence these days, and many retailers that just work online without having a high street presence at all. So if you go to Google and search for any product that you want, including in it the serial number if you've got it, the particular model number, etc., then Google is pretty successful in being able to eliminate all of the stuff that you don't want and reveal the stuff that you do want. And so I'm not going to go through all of the online retailers, but one I just want to pick out is Aliexpress. And Aliexpress is buying from wholesalers direct at retail prices in China, and there are some outside China, but it's mainly China. And with Aliexpress, again, you'll need to register a credit card, and you'll need to log in using an email address so that they can get back to you. So let's have a look at Aliexpress. So this is the Aliexpress website, and again you've got a search engine. So if I want to buy a t-shirt from an Aliexpress supplier, I type in t-shirts and it's going to give me a list. Now you'll notice that all of the prices are in US dollars. This is standard for Chinese suppliers. So long as you have entered a credit card in there and they've tested it out and are quite sure that it is a valid credit card, then I personally have had no problems buying from Aliexpress. The websites and the suppliers are all rated. They're categorized by Alibaba, who are the owners of Aliexpress, and you can have a great time finding product on Aliexpress. What you won't get, or you shouldn't get, is high branded products, because branded products typically are not made available through Aliexpress and the Chinese suppliers. So again, it's a login with an email. It's registering a credit card with Aliexpress, which they will test out. They will make sure that your email is correct. You'll need to verify that and then make any purchase that you like. And then it depends on the size of the product, but it's a few days to Europe and maybe a couple of weeks to the USA. So good luck with Aliexpress. I've had good results from Aliexpress, and I wish you all the well with that. So to summarize on module 12, we started out with online banking and the steps that you should take, mainly at the insistence of your bank, but certainly in your own interests, of setting that up online. We then had a look at PayPal, which is a way of buying product online from any site that accepts PayPal, and that gives you quite a high degree of security on your system. You'll have to register again a credit card on that, or a debit card indeed. We'll then have a look at Amazon, and Amazon is probably the biggest online retailer at the moment. And eBay, which has been around for many, many years and is not only a buying site but also an auction site and a selling site as well. So if you've got anything that you want to sell second hand on eBay, then you can. And then we had a quick look at Aliexpress, which is a Chinese retailing site where you can buy things very, very cheaply with certainly a reasonably high degree of security. And it's worth knowing about Aliexpress. So that's the end of module 12, and we'll see you in module 13.